morning, my dear students. Welcome back to the first PU English class. So in today's class, I'm going to teach you a poem, If I Was a Tree by Moodna Kudu Chinnaswamy. So before beginning the poem, first we shall go through about the author. Okay? So Moodna Kudu Chinnaswamy, born in 1954, is a well-known poet who hails from Moodnakudu village in Chamarajanagar district of Karnataka. So where he is from? He is from a Moodnakudu village in Chamarajanagar district of Karnataka. So he has done 2 postgraduate degrees. So he has done his 2 master degrees. So he has done M.Com and also M.A. with Dalit literature in social sciences. And currently he is working as a director in Bangalore Metropolitan Transport Corporation BMTC. So professionally he is working as the director in Bangalore Metropolitan Transport Corporation BMTC. So poetry is his passion. So though he is working professionally, he is working as some director in Bangalore, but still he is very passionate about poetry. Okay. Then he worked in other genre of literature. Beside this poetry, still he had a wide range of interest in culture, theatre, and also social work. Okay. Besides this poetry, still he had a wide range of interest in culture, theatre and social works. Then he has written 24 books so far, which include, see I have written here 6 collections of poetry, 4 of his essays, 3 plays and collection of short stories. So these are all his works. Then he is widely translated into many Indian languages apart from English, Spanish and Hebrew. See, Moodna Kudu Chinnaswamy is a Kannada writer and his works has been translated into many other Indian languages, not only Indian languages but also other international languages like English, Spanish and Hebrew. So in all these languages his works has been translated. An anthology of his selected poems in Spanish has been brought out by the government of Venezuela under World Poetry Series. So Venezuela is a country on the northern coast of South America. See here, Venezuela is a country on the northern coast of South America. So this government of Venezuela has selected some of the Moodna Kudu Chinnaswamy's poems under the World Poetry Series. See here, after all, Chinnaswamy, he is from a very small village, isn't it? That is, he is from Moodna Kudu village in Chamarajanagar district of Karnataka, which is our neighboring district only. So through his talent and also through his skills, the achievement what he has achieved is not at all a small thing. We should really appreciate for that. Through his talent he has become worldwide popular, so his poetry is also selected under World Poetry Series. Okay. Next, see, as I told you before, Chinnaswamy is a Kannada writer. Okay, so the original name of this poem is Nanondu Maravagiddare, and this poem has been translated into English by Rowena Hill. Okay, Rowena Hill has been translated Chinnaswamy's poem Nanondu Maravagiddare to English as If I Was a Tree. Understood? So I think we shall go through about Rowena Hill also. So Rowena Hill was born in England in 1938 and went to school in New Zealand. She attended universities in New Zealand, Italy and India. India means in University of Mysore. Okay. Then she taught English literature at the universities where she lives. She has published 4 books of poems in Spanish as well as poems, essays and translations in periodicals in Venezuela, Colombia, India and USA. She has translated some of Kannada's best known poets into Spanish. More importantly, it is to her credit that she has translated several literary works in Indian languages into English and Spanish. So she has translated some of the very popular selected poems of Kannada into many other Indian languages, not only Indian languages, in English, international languages also, not only in Kannada but in other Indian languages also she has translated into English and also with Spanish. This is all about the author. Okay. Okay, now here Mudlapudu Chinnaswamy is expressing his sufferings, disappointments and frustration, trauma, agony through his poems. Understood? So in this poem he is protesting against the cruel social system. Okay? So this poem is all about what caste discrimination which is taking place in our society. Understood? If I was a tree, this poem is all about caste discrimination which is taking place in our society. How the low caste people are treated in our society. Okay? Few years before, the caste discrimination was at the peak, very high level. But in today's life, in today's year, the majority of the people are educated and the technology is also tremendously, it's increasing, it's improving. But still, the mentality of the people has not changed yet. In this century also, the people are doing caste discrimination in our society. Okay? One of my professor who is a PhD holder he is, and he has shared one of his experience with us. Okay, so 1 or 2 years before he was invited to attend a party, and that party is not a some kind of random or small party. Whoever who comes to attend the party, all are very highly qualified, highly educated and most respectful dignitaries in the society. Okay, so he also went to attend the party and he met there many different people, many different dignitaries, very highly scholar, more learned persons. He met many different people. At that time it happens to meet a very great gentleman, even he is also a PhD holder, very highly respectful person in the society. So my professor and that guy and that sir, both also they started to communicate each other, they start to interact each other, and after just 2 to 3 minutes, suddenly the other respectful gentleman, he asked to my professor like, hey, which caste do you belongs to? See, how can he ask like that? That too he is from such a learned person, such a great scholar. How can he ask like that? How can he do caste discrimination? Then what is the use of having all such education for him? From all these years, what he has learnt in his life. Still, just think about his cheap mentality. Still he is doing caste discrimination. So what exactly he has learnt throughout his life in this, all this education, isn't it? Like that only. Still I have few friends who belongs to some low caste, and even they also express some of their experience which they have faced. Okay, so when they go to their villages, so there will be some kind of some grand festival or some kind of very important rituals, pujas will be taking place in the temple. So the people will never allow this low caste people to enter to the temple. The people will completely avoid these people. They will be completely humiliate and do a lot of discrimination between high caste and low caste people. Okay, it's really humiliating, right? It's really hurting, isn't it? It's okay, fine, whatever, it's bad thing only, but still the village people, they doesn't have any kind of knowledge or outside, they doesn't have so much knowledge about outside world. But what about if the educated people are behaving like this? It's right now. See, even during my college days also, I was having many friends. So at the time of lunch break, we all sit together to have some food. So by we having some food, we will just share our food, right? To other friends and all, we'll just share our food. At that time also, there are few friends who belongs to low caste. Okay, even they'll also share their food with very love, care, like that. But one day what happened means, one of my other friend, she was completely, always she will be rejecting her food. I don't want that, like that. She will be like humiliating her. So I only asked her, why are you doing like this to her? What's wrong with you? Okay, how bad she might have felt by doing like this. Why are you humiliating her in front of everyone? So what she told is like, how can I eat the food, that too she is belong to low caste, how can I eat her food? That way she is talking. I was really shocked and I was really surprised by listening to her reply. And I just asked her, see, the food which they have prepared, it's the homely food, isn't it? It's hygiene food only. I just asked her, okay, when you go to some hotel or some bakery, or if you are attending some wedding and all, first you will go and research or which caste people have prepared all such foods, isn't it? See, still some kind of village people or uneducated people are behaving like this means, it's fine, we can't do anything. But still the educated people are only behaving like this. It's really very bad. It's annoying. Understood? What do you think? Why do you think that all this syllabus have prescribed by the government only to write the exams and score very high marks in the exam? No, not only for that. They have prescribed all this syllabus in order to get some kind of knowledge, some kind of good moral values. Life lessons is very important than some kind of other exams, job. Okay, everything is fine. We will get some very good job if we are really studying well. But if we don't know to behave properly with people, with good character and all, it's really very bad, isn't it? See children, it's time to change our thinking. We should always think very broadly. Okay, we should never do any kind of caste discrimination or rich or poor discrimination with others. It's really bad. At least try to help someone, show humanity, behave with good humanity with others, show kindness towards others. Always be grateful for whatever you have got. Always show gratitude towards others who have helped you during your strugglings. Understood? So this is really very important. At least if you can't help someone, never try to hurt others. Okay? Okay, now we can come back to our poem. So If I Was a Tree, in this poem, the major theme of the poem is caste discrimination and defilement. Understood? So here once I will just read the poem. I hope you all have textbook in front of you. So if I was a tree. See here why Murnakuru Chinnaswamy has given the title If I Was a Tree. Because if if a man who is born to a low caste family, he cannot live happily or peacefully in the society. At least if he would have born as a tree, the nature will not do any kind of discrimination. Okay? Okay, I'll just start to read the poem. If I was a tree, the bird would not ask me before it built its nest what caste I am. When sunlight embraced me, my shadow would not feel defiled. My friendship with the cool breeze and the leaves would be sweet. Raindrops would not turn back, taking me for a dog-eater. When I branch out further from my roots, Mother Earth would not flee, shouting for a bath. The sacred cow would scrape her body on my bark, scratching wherever it itched, and the 300,000 gods sheltering inside her would touch me. Who knows, at the end, hacked into pieces of dry wood, burning in the holy fire, I might be made pure, or becoming the beer for a sinless body, be born on the shoulders of 4 good men. So this poem was translated by Kannada, translated from Kannada to English by Rowena Hill. Okay. So here in this poem, see, if I was a tree exposes the complex evil caste system in Indian society. Okay, so here the poet, he wishes to be very happy if he had born as a tree instead of a human being. So why he is thinking like this? Because the nature does not discriminate against any creature of size, color, gender, like that. Okay. So here Murnakuru Chinnaswamy wished to be a tree because if a man born into a low caste family, then he cannot live happily or peacefully in the society. But a tree does not face any kind of discrimination or an act of defilement. Understood? Okay, then I will just explain through line by line. See, here Chinnaswamy has written on the evils of untouchability in this poem. So the feelings of anger and frustration is expressed in this poem. Okay. So the poem begins like, if I was a tree, the bird would not ask me before it built its nest what caste I am. See, in this poem, the author is trying to compare the human beings with nature. See how the humans are discriminating, but the nature will never do any such thing. Okay, so he is trying to compare nature with human. Okay, so here what they are telling is like, if I was a tree, the bird would not ask me before it built its nest what caste I am. See, I think even I only heard this few years before in our place only. If some people is searching for some rented house, so the owner of the house, if they will never give their home to some low caste people, they will never give the rented house to the low caste people. So they will ask which caste you are. If they are only high caste, if they are like Dalits and all, they will never used to give the home. So even that's what they are telling here. See, if I was a tree, but the birds will never ask me which before it builds its nest, it will never ask me to what caste I belongs to. Okay, like that only. When sunlight embraced me, my shadow would not feel defiled. See, even the sunlight embraced me means hold me tightly, like that. Okay, when the sunlight also falls on me, my shadow would not feel defiled means dirty, unclean or pollute. like that, impure like that. When the sunlight is falls on the tree, at that time when the shadow will never feel it like a dirty or unclean, defiled. Okay, like that only my friendship with the cool breeze and the leaves would be very sweet. See, even a child or someone who belongs to low caste, even the children will also do this discrimination. They will not join to their gang, they will not allow them to play with them like that. But here he is telling, at least if he was a tree, his friendship with the cool breeze and the leaves would be very sweet. Okay, so here he is keep on comparing the humans, the character of a human with the nature. Okay, so here he is thinking that if he was a tree, the birds built its nest without asking him which caste he belongs to. At the same time, the sun would have embraced him, and his friendship with the breeze and would have been very cool and pleasant, very happy. Okay, then we can go to a second stanza. Raindrops would not turn back, taking me for a dog eater. When I branch out further from my roots, Mother Earth would not flee shouting for a bath. Okay, so in that second stanza he is telling, please further explain that. He states that if he had been a tree, the raindrops would not turn its back because he was an untouchable. See, even here also he is comparing nature with the humans. You only just assume if some untouchable or some Dalits who they cannot enter easily to the temple. If suddenly, if by chance if they have entered the temple, means definitely the priest or they will tell, oh, he had made these surroundings, he had polluted these surroundings like that. They will tell. But here the raindrops will never turn its back because he was an untouchable. Then what he is telling, the tree's root have been stretched or to the Mother Earth, would not never run to take bath because his roots were touching her. Okay, so even we will know the high caste people, they suddenly if low caste some Dalits have touched them, they will act like something, some bad thing has happened, or they'll treat them very badly, isn't it? So he is telling, but if he was a tree, the Mother Earth will never, even though his roots are touching the earth, but still the Mother Earth would not have run to take bath because his roots were touching her. Okay, so through this he states that the attitude of the people towards him and how badly it hurts the other people by doing caste discrimination. Okay, I think you understood this two stanza. So I understood now this two stanza. In the first stanza, they're talking about if he was a tree, the birds would never ask him before it builds its nest. It will never ask him to what caste he belongs to. At the same time, even the friendship with the cool breeze and leaves would be very sweet. But when it comes to humans, they will not make any such kind of friendship easily with low caste people, and they will keep on humiliating, annoying. Okay, and again, as well as I told you in the second stanza also, even the raindrops will never do any kind of discrimination. Okay, it will never turn back and go by thinking it is an untouchable. At the same time, even Mother Earth will never do any kind of discrimination. Even the roots of the tree has touched the earth, it will never do any kind of discrimination. It will never run back to take bath that the tree has touched the earth. That way. Okay, next stanza. The sacred cow would scrape her body on my bark, scratching wherever it itched and the 300,000 gods sheltering inside her would touch me. Okay, in the next stanza, what he has given here, the sacred cow. See, you have observed, no, the cows will be scratching his head or body to the tree, no, wherever it is itching, it will be keep on scratching. So, in the Hindu religion, we consider cow as some god, and we worship cow, isn't it? We believe that cow is considered as the god, and many god and goddesses and are residing in cow. So we believe like that, no? So here what he is telling that, he also state that if he was a tree, he would allow the cows to scratch its skin against the rough surface of the bark, and in return he would get blessings from the 1,000 gods and goddesses who were supposed to be residing in the cow's stomach. As I told you, no, we consider cow in Hindu religion, we consider cow as god. So what is telling, okay, he will if he was a tree, he will allow the cow to scratch wherever it's itching, but in return he would get blessings from the 1,000 gods and goddesses who were supposed to be residing in cow's stomach. Okay. So in the last stanza, who knows, at the end, hacked into pieces of dry wood, burning in the holy fire, I might be made pure, or becoming the bier for a sinless body, be borne on the shoulders of 4 woodmen. See, we use this tree, I mean the woods piece, we use the pieces of woods in order to build some house or furnitures like this, no? At the same time, we use, he would have been broken into pieces and would have been used for some holy rituals. We also use this tree. If he was a tree, he also used as a holy rituals without any discrimination. But if a human born to a low caste, even he never allow, the people will never allow the human to enter to the temple, enter to such spiritual or ritual holy places. But when he become a tree, he can easily enter, he can easily become used as a holy rituals, or would have been used to burn a sinless person, or if some sinless person have died, even this wood is used to burn the sinless person, or would have been used to carry the body of the dead by touching the shoulders of 4 men. Even when the dead body, someone has died, when we used to carry the dead body, the 4 people will carry, no? Even like that also we will use here wood. So he's thinking that in this way and all, even the tree is used without any discrimination. Okay. So he calls the 4 men as good because only those people are allowed to carry all the bodies of all caste people. Okay. So this is all about the poem. So in this poem, the Murnakuru Chinnaswamy is completely frustrated by the caste discrimination in the society. Even there are not only Chinnaswamy, but still there are many other authors like Dr. Siddhalingaya, Sharan Kumar Limbale, or Om Prakash Valmiki, and many others Dalit writers are there. And Dr. Siddhalingaya is a professor in Bangalore University, and even he has expressed his own life, what he has faced when he was in childhood days and when he grown up, and or how he was faced the problems only that by thinking that he is a Dalit. So he has written very beautiful work. If you are really interested, you can read it. They have given very simple English they have used. So this is all about the poem If I Was a Tree. Okay, I hope you all understood today's class. Thank you.